Hey guys, how are you? I am kind of reined in today. It happens sometimes here in San Diego, not as much as it should, and when it does, it comes down, doesn't it? So I just wanted to give you a quick update while I'm rain locked in here and kind of give you a little bit of market update as well as my position on where we're at in this market update, as well as my recommendation with respect to refinancing and what's to come. So we all know, we've all seen enough media to know that the coronavirus has and is going to be an issue in our country and in the world probably for the next 3 months. Like some of the other viruses that have burned off in the summer, that is what everyone is kind of looking forward to, is this to be burnt off. That's going to take time. It's still raining, it's still cold in predominance of the world, and so it's going to take a little bit of time. So why I think that's important is why the coronavirus is taking time. That's honestly what we need to be doing, is taking time to pause. Because I feel that when something like this happens, it can create a knee-jerk reaction that sometimes is tied to emotion. So as your agent that has worked with you and has sold you a home and is very confident in this market, I just advise you to pause for the interim, because I really do feel that something will pan out in our benefit, being a real estate homeowner in San Diego. I've already seen that. Interest rates are really down, which leads me to my next point, okay? If you would have locked last Monday, you would have missed out on 0.5 of rate that was given or lowered by Friday. So that knee-jerk reaction to refinance, when you first see the first thing to refinance, would have caused a problem in that you would have had a lower payment 5 days later if you would have locked. Same as today. If you would have locked Friday, it's actually worse today. So Friday was the best day last week. Why is that so important? Because there's every given day the rates change 13 to 30 times. And that rate right now is fluctuating so much that the banks are like, whoa, what do? We give a rate of 3% today and 3.5 tomorrow. It creates a lot of problems in the lending world. So what I am seeing actually is from last Monday to today, which has been almost 7 full, 8 full business days, I have seen the banks kind of pause that knee-jerk reaction to the market. Meaning the same rate was somewhat provided at some type of capacity for the last 9 days, despite everyone saying the rates are getting better, the rates are getting better. What we're gonna start seeing, and these rates really start finding a new foundation of where they wanna be. Notice I am going lower. That is what's gonna happen. I think if you just pause on a refis right now are 60 days out because of how much people have knee-jerked into that. I think you just pause and wait until that sun comes out, which will be in about a week, and that'll allow you to look at your picture. Now, when it comes to refinancing, the same thing as purchasing. You want to only pull credit 3 times in 90 days. It will start affecting your bandwidth to be able to give you a better rate with a higher credit score. If you have a trusted bank, the lender that you worked with to do the purchase with me, and or someone that's done a refi in the past, that's a good place to start. You don't have to pull credit necessarily to find that rate. You can ask every loan officer, with my credit score at this and my current situation, where would I be today? And you can see what that payment would be on a refi. If you want to ping me and see if this refi makes sense, I used to be a previous lender here, or I used to be a lender. I still have it. I still know what I need to look at to make sure a refi makes sense. Now that's refi. Whoop. If this news has made you look at your stocks a lot heavier and you're seeing a lot of that stock go away, real estate right now is the greatest long-term investment that money should be in. Yes, real estate goes down, real estate goes up. However, you don't lose it or gain it until you sell it, and you have the ability to control that. With stocks, not the case, right? It's up and down at their leisure. And as of right now, if you were heavily invested in stock, it's been a heck of a week. Today was better, but it's been a heck of a week, heck of a month, I should say. So if you are considering a better adjustment to your financial portfolio and it requires selling and or buying, I would be a great source to help you out to see if this is the time to sell or the time to buy. My gut for the next 3 months is you're gonna see less inventory come on the market than what is normal for March and April of San Diego for the last 10 years. The reason why is fear. It's uncertainty. How bad is this coronavirus going to affect us? A lot of those sellers that will list these properties have money in stocks. So when that money goes down, they don't necessarily want to make a knee-jerk reaction and sell their real estate as well. So those listings are going to be few and far between. And it makes sense, right? Money's tied in real estate, money's tied in stock. When one does bad, some people just like to hold it in their other. I do see that inventory will pick up from the last 6 months. It's been a really sleepy last 6 months of inventory, and that's really affected the buyer market. Whenever there's a home that's for sale that's anywhere decent, that home is now getting the famous 10 to 15 offers. So if you are a buyer considering buying right now, just realize if you came into this market, you're going to be coming into a very competitive market. So I just wanted to kind of let you know that I really do think the next 2 to 3 weeks should be a pause of any big reaction. Yes, that's going to hurt me a little bit because that's going to be a pause in my business. But honestly, I think the pause in today could end up being a much better movement in 3 weeks to 4 weeks from now. Let this die out, right? Let these rates stay low like they are for the next year. Let homeowners realize that the greatest wealth is in real estate on a long-term basis. Some of these sellers will start listing and some of these sellers will stop listing. That's just what's going to happen. However, I can tell you that sun will come up, those rates will stay down, and there is an opportunity in San Diego if you own a home today to buy another home in the future or buy a second home as an investment. I myself partook in an investment purchase actually last week, so of course I was going through all those trials and tribulations of if this is going to make sense. It is going to make sense because it's a long-term investment with fixed income for me. So that is my benefit of that property. If that would have been my primary, same thing. I need a house, right? So there are always ebbs and flows of buying. As of right now, I just think we need to pause and let the ebb kind of do its thing before it starts flowing again. I hope everybody is well. I've reached out to you here in the last 4 to 6 months just to see how everybody's doing. We had a great Christmas party in December. It worked out really well. We're going to be doing another party here pretty soon that's going to be less kid related, a little bit more of the adults, if you will. And additionally, I'm going to be following up to this video with every one of you here. So I really will kind of reach out to you and give you my 2 cents. I really hope you have a great 2020. It started off like a snap, and now we've hit a little bit of a standstill. And maybe that was important. Maybe that was due. Maybe that is allowing us to kind of come down and ground ourselves and take off from here. Be that as it may, I am still kicking butt and taking names. I've been a realtor now in San Diego for 9 years. I was the #1 in my office last year, was selling the most units, and I strive to do that again this year. That is my absolute goal in life, is to leave a legacy for my family and to help every single person financially, both in lending and in real estate. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. It was a long one. I tend to be a talker, but I wanted to at least have you hear from me before you guys make any big moves. Have a blessed day and a good 2020, and I'll talk to you soon.